Hello again, this is Alex, the disembodied voice from Pacific Coast Hobbies, and we've got something cool for you this time. This week, the shop got its first look at the Arma Outcast 4S BLX V2. It's a very interesting truck, and it sits at a very surprising price point. But before we talk about it, I want to talk about this, and share a quick story. This is the Arma Outcast 4S BLX V1. Not just any V1 either, this is my V1. And of all the cars I've ever bought, built, traded, and sold, this is the only one that I've ever kept. But not because it's a good car. See, the idea behind the 4S is noble enough. Get a cheap chassis, and give it more power. But the chassis and suspension in this car is the same as the Granite Mega, and it is in no way ready for the 120 amp monster ESC it had installed. Its shocks are plastic, its drive shafts are plastic, its diffs are plastic, and despite it having 17mm wheels, its hexes are just 17mm adapters on normal plastic 5mm drive shafts. Its chassis is so short that it has a tendency to fall over the second you give it any throttle, as if it's tripping itself. And for that, I kinda loved it. It's far too delicate and hard to drive to recommend as a good car, but it always made me laugh, as the slightest hit on the throttle made it backflip, even if it was standing still. It bounces like an eager puppy, scrambling over the ground and rolling onto its back at every opportunity. So when Arma said that they were making a new version, with metal shocks, new metal CVDs on proper 17mm hexes, smart electronics, and steel ring and pinion gears on an extended chassis, it had the whole shop's attention. While everyone was excited to see what this newcomer would do, I was quietly worried that some of the charm of my favorite puppy would be lost now that it seems to be a properly made car. Would having metal parts make it more mature, more like an actual truggy? 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, that seems about right. No, it's still hilarious. Oh! He called his shot too, you hear that? Actually, you know, that's a funny test. I'm gonna limit my finger to half like that. That thing has a throttle limit on it. Don't limit your finger. Set it to 50% and see what it can do. Nope. Not quite.
It's 275.
I bet it can do 75. Smooth. Wheels down, that counts. Well, there was a moment in midair before you knew that you weren't going to land that it looked great.
Looked like some sort of ballet.
Yeah.
You did, right?
I absolutely love this thing, and just like before, it's not because the car itself is particularly advanced. The V2 Outcast is more mature, no question. It's got better, stronger bones and a more reasonable wheelbase to control its power. It's got sway bars, anodized aluminum, steel transmission elements, and proper CVDs. It's all very racy stuff. but it hasn't lost all of its dumb puppy charm though. For example, my car had a bizarre habit of punching a hole in its own body with its shock tower. I was unironically happy to see that the new one does the exact same thing. Yeah, it drives more like a truggy than the old one, when it can actually put its power to the ground and do strange things like go around corners. When you put a 4S LiPo in a car this light, with wheels this big, it'll still behave like the lunatic dog that I love so much. That's why it's fun. It encourages you to ask the big questions, such as, can I do a backflip off this log? It is a little bit more violent than I was expecting it to be. There we go. This car has a really cool function. If you hit the throttle, you make any situation you're in worse.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
It has a wonderful effect on people. Every time we drove it, people would stop to watch.
You want us to go to a better spot for your filming?
Unless you want to be on YouTube. It just makes people giggle.
It's insane.
Well, you see why...
Oh, alright, no more. I'm playing with your car.
Well, you see why we call it the puppy.
It is.
As much as I like it, I'm about as biased as they come on this particular car. So I'll hand it off to the video's drivers to close us out.
Perfect. So, general overview. I love the car. I love how tough it is. I do like the fact that it's newer, updated, longer wheelbase, a little bit wider, better driveline, and a much better color. It's a really nice blue. Looks killer. For the price point, I say it's a really great contender for a 10 scale monster truck 4-cell powered beast. I think it's a blast to drive.
I love cars that are crazy overpowered personally. It is an overpowered car, but you can turn it down. And yes, it is very, very tough. It's a great contender for 10 scale monster trucks, and the price point's awesome.
Oh yeah, and as of this video, it is available now. Come down to the stores, check it out. We have both colors, and we even have the Creighton as well.
We are Pacific Coast Hobbies in Lomita, Torrance, California. Did I say, we're not in Torrance, are we?
No, we're in Lomita. And don't forget to check us out on all of our social medias, so Instagram, Facebook, or come on down to the store, check everything out, and see what you think of the newer rigs.
How inelegant.